Good evening, friends. Welcome to this session. Welcome, Meera, and welcome to all those who've joined us. There's a lot of news for you in this session. So let's start with the latest on the Dara Hua Insan, as you know who it is. Now, his next movie is on the cards to be released during Eid. And he has been busy with the promotions of the film Sikandar. Now, this movie has been directed by a famous South director, A.R. Murugadas, and it's supposed to be an action thriller alongside Rashmika Mandanna. So this is what, what's happening now. So let's just go to, yes, that picture. Yeah. So now in a press conference, Salman spoke about his future projects, his age gap with co-stars, and the multiple death threats that he has received from gangster Bishnoi linked to the 1998 Black Buck poaching case. And very curiously, friends, what he has spoken is very curious because he said that he has left everything to God and stated that he does not know how long he will live. Now, with regards to the death threat and the open fire last year at his Bandra apartment, he said, Bhagwan, Allah sab un par hai. Jitni umar likhi hai, utni likhi hai. बस यही है कभी कभी इतने लोगों को साथ में लेके चलना पड़ता है बस वही प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है so he's saying that see everything is up to God, Bhagwan and Allah. I will live as long as I'm destined to live, and I'll have to move along with these people. So that becomes a bit of a problem. As you know, in 1998, he was allegedly caught for killing a black buck in the forest near Jodhpur. Ever since then, he has been receiving death threats from gangster Bishnoi and his gang, who consider the black buck sacred. Last year in April, two men on a motorcycle opened fire at his Bandra apartment. They were later arrested, and the police revealed that this attack was planned by Lawrence's younger brother, Anmol Bishnoi. Later, in 2024, former Maharashtra Cabinet Minister Baba Siddiqui was assassinated. The Bishnoi gang took responsibility for this murder, citing his close relationship with Salman. But of course, this was later proved that this was some other internal political agenda between opposition parties. Now, Salman Khan's Sikandar has witnessed a very disappointing drop in its ticket pre-sales, and things do not seem as glorious as they expected it to be, especially since they are releasing it during Eid. It has been 3 days since the advance booking for the film commenced on BMS, and in 3 days the total ticket pre-sales for the action movie is only 75.68k. At this pace, it would be very difficult for him to enter the top 10 pre-sales ticket market for a Bollywood film on BMS. The 10th spot is held by Hrithik Roshan's Fighter, which registered a total ticket pre-sales of 307k. And in 3 days, Salman needs to sell 232k tickets in 3 days to beat Hrithik Roshan's movie. On Wednesday, March 26, Sikandar witnessed a disappointing drop of 18% on BMS with its ticket pre-sales. This might be the impact of the arrival of Mohanlal's Empuran, directed by Prithviraj, which is in 5 languages, and Chava. So this is the state of affairs for Dara Hua Insan. Now he seems to be, there seems to be a lot of forces, unseen and seen forces that seem to be acting against this man. Now, very strangely, he's calling the name of God. Now, when all this torture happened to Salman Khan, did he say anything? He did not. Was he aware of it? Yes, he was aware, because all these Imtiaz Khatri and all of them were very close to him. Suraj Pacholi and Aditya Thackeray as well. So he never said a word. Now suddenly when he's down, he's calling all the gods in every religion to come and protect him. And then he says that destiny will decide his death. But to tell you the truth, friends, I was quite shocked to see him recently with a pot belly. Now he doesn't look good to even act as a hero. He now looks like a very old man. So I don't know how he starred in this movie, whether they did a lot of, what you call Photoshop and photo editing, because this man, looks terrible now. Welcome, Dina. Welcome, Jazz. Always nice to see you. Fennel, welcome. Milburn, fight me. Yeah, thank you so much, all of you. So the letters have gone to Prime Minister, the President, and copied to the Chief Justice of, Supreme Court as well as Maharashtra Bombay Court. So let's see what is going to happen, Milburn. It's so nice to see you. Thank you. And welcome, Fennel, always. Mitul, hi. And Jazz says, fight Minaji. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Nice to see you, Jazz. Keep voicing for justice, Minaji. We are with you always. Thank you so much. Welcome to all our friends tonight. Yes, as all Jazz and Fennel and all are saying, justice for Sushant Singh Rajput, justice for Disha Salyan. Okay, and then we also have Fennel saying that Amir Khan has now launched his own YouTube channel. Finally, karma is catching up to the so-called untouchable Bhaijaan. Yes, absolutely, with all those bodyguards of his. One day your entire life will flash in front of your eyes, and make sure it's worth watching. Karma never spares, is what Jazz says. Yes, for a certain time they will think that they have won, Jazz, but they've not won. It takes some time for karma to hit, and now it seems like Salman is getting the brunt of it. Boycott these actors, whether they are acting, cooking, or opening their new YouTube channels. Boycott these rich actors. Why he did not fear God when he was committing crimes for the last decades or so? Yes. How many women has he destroyed? How many young careers has he spoiled? And how much of his arrogance people have been taking left and right? As you said, it's very, very true. And very important that we not only boycott their films, but we also stop reading anything about them. And we try to work as hard to get justice for Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salyan. So now moving on to the next piece of news. So let's go on to, yes, now apparently everybody seems to be making fun of Shah Rukh Khan's, his show. When he was at the, at the IPL, when he was playing the anchor. So everybody is saying that Shah Rukh Khan has lost his charm, and Amir Khan has lost his wife, and Salman Khan is losing his looks. So it looks like it's very funny, isn't it? So you have Salman Khan losing his looks, SRK losing his charm, Amir losing all his wives, and wonder now what will Akshay lose at his age. So this is what's happening. People are very unimpressed with SRK's hosting, and there were lots of netizens who said that they felt Virat Kohli was uncomfortable as Shah Rukh Khan hosted IPL 2025. The post was titled, "Why is it so hard to watch SRK in today's ceremony?" That's not it. The viewer further went on in detail. So SHIT hosting and fake acting. Virat looked really very uncomfortable. And then another person said that the whole opening ceremony was SHIT. Neither of those songs and dance performances were good, very lackluster, as if opening hi kuch karna hi to bas kar diya. A user called Shah Rukh Khan uncle as he reacted. VK is respectfully letting uncle do his cringe. It's like when you encounter bride ka chacha or mama drunk on dance floor, you will react in the same way. A comment said SRK is like this for a long time now, boosting his ego by himself in every stage he gets. So now this is something very, very surprising coming from people, because everybody has been treating him like demigod. Now my question to you is, friends, who has been treating him as demigod? Nobody except the PR. Because now so much has been exposed about the kind of machinery these people use to project themselves as demigods. And it is only the PR and whatnot, these paparazzi and all that, who actually make these people demigods. And now, when you see through them, you feel absolutely repulsed by their behavior. And Fennel says, yes, Miraji. Also, Salman looks so aged now, just fit for all the Papaji and Dadaji roles. But he should first learn acting. Even for Papaji and Dadaji roles, you need some talent. He does not even have that, Fennel. Boycott, yes, absolutely. And Fennel says, will do. Well, I believe he's not scared of God, just desperate for money. That greed does not end. And Jess says, justice for Sushant Singh, Disha Salyan, Jia Khan, and many other mysterious deaths buried conveniently in Bollywood. Welcome, Gloria. As always, nice to see you. And Jazz says they are himself treating themselves as demigod. Absolutely. Meera says PR can only do so much. Public can eventually see through the lackluster facade repeatedly presented. And just as they themselves are treating themselves as demigod. Absolutely. Meera says PR can only do so much. Absolutely. Sonia says support the call for justice for SSR from South Africa. I'm always very grateful to all of you because it's with your kind of support that we are moving ahead. Now, moving on to something that we had mentioned earlier was that in the Disha Salyan case. So let me just go on to that. Yes. Now, apparently in the Disha Salyan case, things seem to be slowly speeding up. In response to the demand by the legislators of ruling BJP Shiv Sena alliance, the state government on Wednesday said the complaint by celebrity manager Disha Salyan's father in connection with her death will be handed over to the SIT appointed to probe the case. Further steps will be taken according to the police report and directives from the Bombay High Court. Meanwhile, friends, our letters to the President and Prime Minister have gone with copies to the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Delhi and Mumbai Court. Now, the BJP Shiv Sena alliance also demanded inclusion of the Sushant Singh Rajput death case within the scope of the SIT appointed to probe Disha's death. Even though the CBI has ruled out any foul play and has sought its closure. So please note, friends, they have sought its closure. So before even the closure was made, everybody from, the butterfly Dia Mirza, who's hardly seen in any movies, okay, and all these other people, this Pooja and what you call Alia Bhatt's mother, they all came to rescue Riya Chakravarti. And, Riya Chakravarti, they said that now she has been, she's now all, pure and, everybody should forgive her and also, say sorry to her. And now, strangely, friends, I found Riya Chakravarti, her father and her brother, going to see the Vinayak temple. Now, she's, again, see, whenever she wants to act like, Sati Savitri, she'll go into a very loose, white kurta pajama, looking like, she hasn't put makeup and she's looking so sad that, she's been, so much has been inflicted on her in these last 5 years. So that is the kind of look she had. And every time she stands alone, she's very scared. She can't stand alone. She always calls her father, who's worse than her, and her brother. Now, we can't even recognize the brother. The brother has put on weight and he looks very different. So these three people have now gone to God, just like Salman Khan has also started reaching out to God. Now, Riya Chakravarti is also reaching out to God. All the, what you call the Asuras are now going to heaven, trying to, ask for God's mercy. So this is all very, very hilarious because you must see that where this woman and her father and her son, her brother, go to the temple. It's, all the time what they're trying to do is they think that all of us, all of us sitting here are stupid fools. So immediately when you see her in a white kurta and all, just you remember Satyame Jayate and all that. So when you see her in that kurta, we will feel sad for her and we'll all start crying and we'll forget about SSR and we'll start sympathizing with Riya. This is the kind of stupidity they have. She tried everything in the book. She tried her own YouTube channel. That also failed. She tried everything in, under the sun to prove that she has got some market value, but she has nil. And now, even before the CBI has even put a closure report, I told you, it's mischief by the mainstream media like Times, even Republic has stooped to it, India Today, when there was no press conference by the CBI, nor any press release. How did they announce that the closure report has been made? So it is to fool the public. But unfortunately, in the last 5 years, the public has become very educated on the nonsense that the media, mainstream media, gives them, and also on the nonsense that the PR give, and also on the nonsense that these Bollywood stupid people, try to dole out to us. So we're all very, very educated. So that they can't do anything to us now. So now they're reaching out to God as though they think that God has no other job but to forgive all these asuras. So let me just take a few more comments. They themselves are treating them, is what Jazz says. Yes. Milburn says, like someone said, a very big Pandora's box is going to be open. Skeletons will soon tumble out of this cupboard. In fact, Nina from UK sent YouTube, from an astrologer who said that on the 29th, 8 planets will be aligned together for the first time. This is happening, and this means something big is going to happen and something good is going to happen. So what you said is also, I suppose, predicting that, Milburn. And Meera says Dia Mirza needs to keep her mouth shut. How many times did she get married? I'm not sure, because all these people get married at least 3 or 4 times. Now we are aware of her anti-India sentiments, complaining about firecrackers during Diwali, water during Holi. Why only complaints during Hindu holidays? And she also moved all around India trying to promote, the culture, but nobody even really followed it. Welcome, Manjeet. Always nice to see you. Dhruv, welcome. Renu, justice for Sushant. Absolutely. And Disha and Jia Khan from Myanmar. So nice to see you. Lena says, Minaji, these people don't feel guilty. Their own conscience doesn't make them feel they have done something wrong. 2 innocent people were murdered in an awful way. No forgiving them. Yeah, and look at the way they are fast reaching out to all the gods. They're saying Ria can finally move on. She has moved on even before a poor. Yes, absolutely. They have no conscience. She's still out on bail. Remember that. She is the primary accused person in the SSR case, and she is only out on bail. And CBI has not given a closure report. It's the mischievous mainstream media who are trying to fool the public. So let's take a few more comments, very fast. Comments coming very fast. Justice for Disha, Sushant, justice for Rajiv Khandelwal, kidnapping. Absolutely, well said. All of them should be put on the no-fly list. They should not flee India. See, if you had someone strong like Trump, all of them would be in jail. Here they are praising Bollywood, praising IFA. There was a long letter from the Prime Minister which is praising IFA. And the Karan Johar, who has become half his size, is reading the whole letter as though, endorsement from the Prime Minister is going to bring us back to Bollywood. That is not the case. So even if any big office woos you or tries to give you the red carpet, we, the public, will not move unless we get justice for all the people who have been killed so, cruelly. Shamit says, Ria is a panelist on MTV Roadies. Is anyone watching the show? From what limited things I saw, she's just a loudmouth and a drama queen with no leadership, values, and substance. I don't think anybody is watching it, Shamit. Mabel says, there's no forgiveness from God for the evildoers. The truth will prevail. Absolutely. Hindi language में बोलिए. ये शो तो इंग्लिश में है एंड इसलिए कि बहुत से लोग की चैनल में हिंदी बोलते हैं, मगर देयर आर पीपल हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी, इसलिए हम इंग्लिश में बात करते हैं, मेनली फॉर लॉट ऑफ द पीपल हु आर बेस्ड अब्रॉड. So sorry about that. Prarabdha Namaste. Very strange name. Welcome, Vinny. Always nice to see you. And Milburn says, 10 people were murdered. Yes, to cover up their crimes. Everybody, including the person who was helping create the app for Sushant Singh Rajput. At least now, Satish and Nilesh and team should get security. Wiper security should be given. When Kangana was threatened, she got it immediately. And they are, Nilesh Oja is doing a good job. And Satish Salyan, poor father, has also, gathered the courage to do it. Ria's father is an ex-army man, feeling ashamed to see. No, he was actually, they were, allegedly he was removed from the army for some misdoing, is what we heard. Welcome, Divya. Always nice to see you. Yeah, so moving on to the next piece of news. So now we move on to the strange character called Orry. Right. So people used to think that there's some mystery behind him, and he's been, he puts his head always on everybody's bosom and thinks that he can act close. And it said that he works for Ambani's, and he was supposed to be some kind of an enigma. Now, Orry has been exposed by his manager and former actor Kim Sharma, saying that he was a social strategy that they were using, to test how people would receive it. Now, this is the same thing with this lady, right? Urfi Javed. So you remember I used to say that, see, perhaps people like, Ekta Kapoor are pushing to see, how you can make society break down, which means taking, wearing no, minimum clothes and shocking people in public. Okay, and whatever Orry does, drinking and pouring drinks for actors like Aryan Khan and vodka, and all that, and then kissing people and putting his head on their ample chests, women's chests. So all this was a ploy to she is saying it is a social strategy, but we know very well that it is a strategy to split and to destroy the social fabric of India. As you know, Sanatana Dharma has a very, very strong background, and we believe in so many things that are important. Our family values, our love for parents, and our, how to guide our children and to educate them well. So it is these values that they want to break. So Kim Sharma, so let me just tell you, nothing great. First of all, you were not a very good actress. You just had 1 or 2 movies. And then after all that plastic surgery that you did, we couldn't even recognize you. So your effort to make this stupid man who looks like a joker, an experiment, the experiment didn't work. It only made him, boyfriends of people like Janvi and Kajal's daughter, and walking around to show that they're drunk and whatnot. So this is all to split the society, and intelligent people were seeing through the game. It was not that people did not see through Orry. Everybody saw through him. So Kim was saying that, see, it was that the contrary to popular belief, he's not an influencer. He's not an influencer, but we never say that he's a celebrity. I think he's moved past a lot of limitations or boundaries or boxes or titles. He's a person of large influence, a celebrity in every sense of the word. He commands as much attention as anybody that's doing anything. Now, Kim, with your little pea brain, okay, I don't know whether you even understand, people don't even give any importance to Orry. Now, he is just a jackass moving around everywhere, trying to act like a clown. And he thinks that, recently he went to Kashi or I think some other Vaishnav Devi hotel, and they were drinking and he was arrested for that. So doing everything wrong is their policy. And this is Bollywood. Whether it's Urfi Javed, sometimes you find it so repulsive. She goes around walking around common men, watchmen and all that, wearing literally nothing. And then when their eyes pop out, she thinks she's done something great. Anyway, she's paid to act nude. So strips of, tape here and there, or sometimes she even carries a wash basin. So these are the kind of creative things that Bollywood comes up to, get eyeballs. So this is something that, it has not worked. So Kim, I'm very sorry that it hasn't worked. Yeah. So Dhruv says, but don't know how these girls are so comfortable with this guy. The way he's posing is very weird. No, again, Dhruv, it's something they are doing. They are pushing it on society. So Janvi Kapoor will be told, if you flirt with him or you let him, put his head on your bosom, you will also get fame. He will also get fame. Same thing with all these other actresses. I don't know who this is because every actress, it looks like Malaika because they've all done so much of plastic surgery. Now everybody looks the same. In fact, something very hilarious is that I read a something where I saw a small video where they said that they were all making fun of Rakhi Sawant, and suddenly after plastic surgery everybody is looking the same. So he showed pictures of Gauri Khan, and then he showed pictures of many other actresses, and he said that all of them look just like Rakhi Sawant. So it is true because when they put all this Botox and silicone and all that, their cheeks become so fat, and the eyes go in. You look at Katrina Kaif, the eyes become almost chinky eyed. So this is, so that I found rather, funny. So let's just take a few more comments. Divya says, uh, I hope and pray that this process finally reaches its verdict and the culprits are punished. Disha's lawyer says Lena spoke to to media, even FBI gives security to witnesses and hides them in a safe place. Vinny says it's surprising. Nobody has spoken of fighting for justice regarding those 10 people who were killed. But don't know how these girls are so comfortable, is what Dhruv said, to which we've already answered. Official facts, welcome. And I have a sort of strange question. In the petition submitted by Oja, there was also a mention somewhere of NGO named Bhumi. Is that connected with Pednekar? I think what WEF connections there. In fact, I was very quite surprised when he mentioned Ekta Kapoor's party. He said that Steve Pinto mentioned that the party on seventh night was at Ekta Kapoor's house, and all those clues that he gave said that minors were paraded that day at the party, and something that Disha saw, is what made her phone SSR, and he told her to escape from there. So all these details Oja is now giving in his press conferences. So I would say that he's rather bold to do so. Now let's take Milburn's common things are going to get uglier. Please pray for our children to be safe. Absolutely. And Manjit says they are trying to destroy India's rich culture. Absolutely. Urfi is very pally with Sambhavna Seth, the famous YouTuber. Please, Vinny, do not call these people famous. You remember, we call this Ranveer Beer Biceps also famous, and the other character, what's his name, the Samay, also famous. They're not famous. They're all being planted to do certain things to regularize things, okay? To regularize gay relationships, to regularize everything that we see as sort of taboo in our society. All those things are being regularized by these people like Beer Biceps and all. So whenever whenever we boycotted Bollywood, they would slowly they would interview sages, and when you think that, oh, they're doing good things by promoting Sanatana Dharma, immediately they'll bring in, people like Riya Chakravarti or, all these characters, Rakul Preet and all, and then make them talk in such an intellectual way that you think that, oh, these actresses actually have brains. So, this sort of thing. So it's all planted. These people are planted, Vinny. So please do not call them famous. They are just being planted to, alter people's perceptions. When Bill Gates is partnering with Sachin T and playing a game of tennis with Roger Federer, we need to be super alert about the coming days. Now, here, I would like to say to Prarabdha that everybody very clearly knows that Bill Gates and Fauci, I won't call Fauci doctor because he's not a doctor, it's been declared that. These people allegedly were the ones behind the COVID virus. And there are politicians in India from the BJP who are very closely linked to him and the Gates Foundation. And he is the one who has been visiting Epstein's Island. And you know what Epstein's Island was famous for? They had children and there was all sorts of illegal things happening in Epstein's this thing, and he was jailed. And then, so what is happening is that Bill Gates is, as far as I see him as a criminal. Fauci is a criminal. Why these people are not in jail, I don't understand. But here, some politicians are making kitchadi and then going for meeting him in Davos and kichikuing and all with them, so closely. So that means there is something else also connected with our politicians, which is something that the Prime Minister should examine. Milburn says, Bhumi children need our serious prayers. Yes. He's probably hired by these anti-India Hindu groups. Yes, absolutely. Well said, Meera. Orry, what a name. Yeah, this is all just to make you confused. Younger brother of Karan Johar. It might have missed an S. Sorry. Orry is a gay and Kejo is jealous about him. Even this Vinny, again, see, this is moving a little bit into the gossip, this thing. These are all people that they have created, Vinny. So Karan very well knows what this boy is all about. And they give him a gay character so that to regularize gay relationships. And Pranapta says, in the last few decades, most of the Bollywood stars and not to stars have been going to WEF, receiving big money and something called Crystal Award. Keep a watch on those actors' growth in their Bollywood career. Absolutely. Dhruv says, regarding these NGOs, Steel Pinto, it belongs to some Dhalbi couple. Yes. Fraudchi. It's all about their Depop. Yes, they wanted to. And see, also the truth is that many of the sicknesses that are coming, they say, is because of the COVID injection. Because see, whatever you use as an anti-drug, that will also harm certain parts of your body. They'll also start attacking parts of your body. So a lot of people are facing a lot of problems after getting the injection. I meant to say, keep an eye on all the, yes, absolutely. Regarding these NGOs, as already mentioned, it belongs, yes. You mentioned that, Dhruv. And Poonawalla is guilty, yes. Welcome, Dhara. Welcome, Rekha. Always nice to see you. And Abhiruchi, welcome. Janet, always love to see you. Yes, we are hoping for that. With this, we end this session. We'll see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.